Did you know? A daughter once walked into her backyard and found her mother's decapitated body lying in the dirt. What began as a normal day quickly turned into one of the most shocking murder investigations in the country. This story is about love, lies, and betrayal, and how one horrific discovery uncovered a web of deception no one could have imagined. It was a quiet afternoon when the daughter, Kim, went looking for her mother, Martha, after she hadn't answered calls all morning. As she stepped into the backyard, something caught her eye. A strange pile of dirt, freshly disturbed. When she looked closer, she froze. What she saw would haunt her forever. Half buried in the ground was her mother's body without a head. Panic took over. Kim screamed, called 911, and the neighborhood filled with sirens. Within minutes, the police arrived, sealing off the area. Detectives and forensics began their grim work, trying to find any clue that could explain how something this brutal could happen in a quiet suburban home. Detectives immediately started piecing together Martha's final hours. Neighbors reported hearing loud arguments the night before, voices yelling from Martha's backyard, and one name kept coming up: David, Martha's boyfriend. David and Martha's relationship had been turbulent. There were frequent fights, rumors of control, and jealousy that had turned toxic over time. But there was something else. The police also discovered that Martha had planned to end things with David. She wanted to move on, start fresh. When police brought David in for questioning, he appeared calm. Too calm. He told investigators that he had left the house around 9 p.m. the night before and hadn't seen Martha since. But his story started falling apart. Phone records showed multiple calls and messages from him to Martha late that night. Messages that turned from pleading to threatening. Then, when officers examined his hands, they noticed fresh scratches. And there, under Martha's fingernails, forensic testing revealed skin DNA that matched David's. It was the breakthrough detectives needed. But still, the most gruesome part of the mystery remained. Where was Martha's head? Police continued searching the property. Behind an old shed, they found a small patch of disturbed soil. When they dug deeper, their suspicions were confirmed. The missing head had been buried separately. The brutality stunned even veteran officers. It wasn't just a murder, it was rage, taken to the extreme. The coroner later revealed that Martha had been killed during a violent struggle before being decapitated. With the forensic evidence piling up, David's calm facade began to crumble. When confronted with the DNA match and the recovery of Martha's head, he broke down and confessed. He admitted that in a fit of rage, after yet another argument, he attacked Martha and did the unthinkable. But what shocked investigators most wasn't just what he did. It was how methodically he tried to cover it up. He had cleaned the house, buried the body, and even tried to erase traces of blood using bleach. What he didn't realize was that luminol tests would later make every drop visible again under ultraviolet light. In court, David tried to claim he'd blacked out and didn't remember what happened, but the jury didn't buy it. After weeks of testimony and forensic evidence, he was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Kim, Martha's daughter, sat in court every day, reliving that nightmare over and over again. Her words after the sentencing still echo. "No sentence can bring my mother back, but at least now she can rest." Did you know that behind the walls of ordinary homes, some of the darkest crimes happen, hidden by love, silence, and denial? The case of Martha and David reminds us that sometimes the people we trust most are capable of the unimaginable. And sometimes the truth, no matter how horrifying, can only be uncovered by the courage of those left behind.